Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yes.
The 184th film in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. 85th, my mistake.
Yeah. 185th. Ew.
No, we're joking.
Okay, I was going to say... No, but you said that, and I started going, I've seen some of these. Is there more than I...
Like 20, yeah.
Is there more than I thought?
The thing is, I made that joke before already, when we did Ant-Man. And much like that, I have to say that, like, that was a joke now, but one day that will be true. There will be a 185th film.
The fact he was unsure.
So you said that, and I'm like, look, Disney Plus is full of the fucking thing.
Yeah. God, I knew it was coming out fast, but
Phase 4 has really gone over and above.
Phase 5 now.
We are.
Oh,
yeah.
We're phase 5.
No, unlike the first 3 phases, I did know this. These ones are like 1 year or 2 years or whatever.
What saga are we in?
This is the multiverse saga.
Yeah,
so the Saga 2, Phase 5.
Well, this is kind of the start now, right? Wasn't Phase 4 kind of like an epilogue recovery period from the Infinity Saga?
It's classified under the multiverse saga as like the opening act, and then you've got 5 and 6.
What's included in 4 and what's included in 5?
Ant-Man was the first in Phase 5. So everything between Far From Home and Quantumania is Phase 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so Guardians is the second film.
It's the second one in Phase 5.
So Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness is not part of Phase...
That's 4.
That's Phase 4.
That's Phase 4,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then 4, 5 and 6 will be the multiverse saga.
Yeah.
And then whatever happens after that's yet to be announced.
The saga. That's where we'll be at. We talked about this.
The Week of Bankrupt saga.
Yeah.
But this is the second installment in Phase 5. I'd argue that this would have been better as the first. Because I don't know whether it's the tone of this film or just like what this film is doing in particular, but this feels like a bigger shift in the paradigm than Quantumania was.
Yeah.
Like Quantumania just felt like, oh, it's another Marvel film.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, I mean, it's James Gunn, so it's going to have a bit more personality.
Mm-hmm.
But just like, it's Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, again, this is kind of a thing I said during the Ant-Man review. One of my problems with that is it was a completely generic Marvel film. And I thought the point of keeping the franchises separate was that they have their own dedicated expectations. I go to an Ant-Man film because I want a fun heist movie, not just this sludge nonsense you're throwing at me. And the Guardians, they're kind of, typically it's like a goofy space opera. And there are parts of it that are goofy space opera.
But it is not a goofy space opera.
And then there are parts that are very not a goofy space opera. So that kind of like, this is kind of becoming something else now.
Do you remember the plot?
I mean, I can give you a vague...
Okay, let's see. Eddie might have
a vague overview is Guardians post-Thor. I can't remember. They're in the Nowhere, I think it's called.
Yes.
Yeah, they have their own little base of operations now, don't they?
And Adam Warlock is sent to essentially take out the Guardians or to get Rocket.
Which is a big deal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, Rocket gets injured. They can't save him because he's got this like kill switch in him, and so they then go on a sort of adventure mission so that they can then
track down his creator.
Yeah, track down his creator, deactivate the kill switch, and actually save his life. It's kind of all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Okay. So like the others, it's colourful, it's quirky.
Yes, it's definitely that.
First one where they're not wearing their usual.
Yes,
like they've got matching. They've got matching outfits now.
Yeah.
It's self-consciously cool, pairing distinctive imagery with 80s songs, as it's always done.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first Guardians revitalised the trend, so maybe it's unfair to criticise how stale it is now.
Yes.
But it does whiff a formula now. It's I can do that.
Yeah.
Epic shot of them leaving the shuttle in their Power Ranger suits with some Toto.
Yes.
Like that's...
Although it's also because you've got them in the 5 sort of colourful outfits.
Yeah.
And so James Gunn said it's a homage to 2001.
Right, okay.
But obviously we live in a day and age where things like Among Us exist. And so everyone thinks that that's what it's for.
Right.
Oh, right.
And then he was like, no, 2001.
Yeah,
and just obviously people don't get it.
Yeah, I think you just got to be prepared sometimes that, like, people are going to hijack your thing. I said before, didn't I, with... there was one episode of Doctor Who where there was a tech company called Vor.
Right.
I was like, you don't know what Vor is, do you? Because otherwise you wouldn't have called the tech company.
I don't know what Vor is.
It's porn where people like eating other people.
Ew.
What, literally eating them?
No, but like like drawn stuff. It's like community created content depicting people eating other people, and it's like a fetish.
As in cannibalism.
Yeah.
Okay, again, ew.
Yeah.
Vor.
Vor.
What's that stand? What is that?
VORE. The company was called VOR.
Yeah. But what is VORE?
I don't know, like...
It's an acronym.
I don't know the minutiae of it.
Okay.
But I know that, like... Because when that episode came out, people were like, Vor, really? And I was like, okay, I'll look into this. And yeah.
So Vor...
It's like a fetishistic, like...
Let's see, in my head I'm just hearing like carnivore and...
That's what...
Yeah, maybe
right.
that's what it is, actually. Yeah.
Oh, nice, yeah, okay. But you can be a herbivore. That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. So hang on, Vor, it's drawn fetish porn.
Of people eating each other.
People eating each other. Say drawn as in it's like cartoons.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
I don't know if there's anything as extreme as actual...
No.
Cannibalism.
But it's not videos. They're not animation videos.
I'd hope not.
It's everything.
Again, if it is,
know.
it's probably like, animated.
So
or...
Vor is that subcategory of fetish porn, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, there's going to be like people going like, "Oh, look, it's the Among Us thing," and like, "No, it's not." I was like, "No, it is." It's like, right, okay, well, that's ruined forever.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you can't control it. I think there's a fine line between ironically gaudy and just gaudy, and this film sometimes gets the balance a bit wrong. It's not really my sense of humor, and it's too long. Those are my critiques.
Okay. It is too long. I felt like it was dragging
Yeah.
as it was sort of going on.
Yeah, considering how like simple it is, really.
Yes.
I'm surprised at how much of it there is.
Yeah.
Act 2. It drags in Act 2.
Yeah.
It picks up a bit, which is the good thing. So I liked it more than I thought I would. I thought this would be another like write-off. Marvel. Yeah, it's better than the others because it's James Gunn.
Because it's not praise when I say it, but it's probably the best they've done since... Well, people are going to say No Way Home, but I genuinely think it's probably the best they've done since Endgame.
I would be inclined to agree, I think.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that.
Yeah.
But that's not high praise.
No. Yeah, they've not done well since Endgame.
No. Yeah, I think it's good. It's decent.
Yeah.
It's small g good.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect from me.
No.
Because I'm not a fan of the other two films, really, either. Like, even the first one. I think they're fine.
I was going to say, I like the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, those first two Guardians films, I never really resonated with them. And then I saw The Suicide Squad.
Yeah.
And was like, oh, that's great. I really like that.
Yeah.
And then I watched Peacemaker and was like, oh, this is fucking dog shit.
Yeah.
So I was kind of burned after feeling like I'd finally found James Gunn.
Yeah.
I was burned by Peacemaker, so I really didn't know what was going to happen going into
Well, The
this.
Suicide Squad made me think maybe I should go back and reevaluate Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
But no, that's the PG version of Gunn, and it's better when he's not, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
These films, this film in particular, I think is the other ones he's done with Marvel as well. It does feel like those films are fighting themselves.
Absolutely.
Well, this is the first one he's written by himself.
Yeah.
Right, he doesn't have a co-writer for this one.
Okay.
So it's the most James Gunn he's been.
Well, it's irreverence is his thing, and how irreverent can you be within the parameters of a 12A,
Yeah, I mean, first MCU F-bomb, for what it's worth.
Yes. Is that the first one?
It's the first one. They made a big deal of the fact that it's the first one,
Yeah, and it wasn't said by Sam Jackson.
Was it Get in the Fucking Car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, not said by Sam Jackson, which does feel a little bit rude.
Especially Secret Invasion is out next week, I think.
Yeah.
Bad reviews, so I might. But then again, I say I don't have to watch it. We'll probably review it, won't we?
I don't want to. No.
Oh, fine. All right. Cool with me.
Yeah, I was like, oh god, The
watch
Flash and Secret Invasion. I was like, I don't want to watch these things.
I know.
I see. I would have just expected you to have just watched it anyway.
Not if it's badly reviewed.
No.
I mean, we watched Transformers for next episode, and I have my limits.
Yeah, give us some we're not depriving you of the shit.
Yeah.
We don't want to give you.
We are watching shit for your entertainment.
Yeah.
Okay. The villains. Well, you said Adam Warlock has faced criticism for being bland, right? Which I would agree with.
Yeah, apparently.
It wasn't what I was expecting. I thought there would be a lot more to that character.
Yeah, especially Will Poulter.
Yeah, I don't know what an Adam Warlock is, but there was the prevailing thing I've seen amongst people is the impression I got, reading what people were saying, was that Marvel had kind of broken their promise a little bit with him.
Okay.
This isn't quite what they were expecting him to be based on some sort of teaser or something. Like they thought he was going to be like a serious powerhouse.
They expected him to be a badass. Right?
Yeah, and he's kind of just another like mishap, goofy guy.
The excitement in the end of the second one, like the reaction to the end of the second one in the post-credit scene, where like they're working on him. So I think I'll call him Adam. Like that got
yeah. I think it's as far as I know, Adam Warlock is like a serious supervillain.
Yeah.
In the comic books. Not as grand as Thanos.
Yeah.
But I'm given to understand he's a villain. He's like a hardcore villain.
And now he's a member of the Guardians of the Galaxy.
It's the same as like that, you get Shane Black and he turns the Mandarin into that, Trevor Slattery.
Yeah.
Oh, that really annoyed me.
That's the thing, it doesn't bug me because it's the Last Jedi thing of I don't have any special relationship with the material. So I do appreciate someone trying to do something different with it. But I agree it didn't work out.
No, I saw that in the cinema as well, and I was like,
really?
I'd enjoyed the start of things, and then I saw that and went, oh.
Yeah. Well, the articles I saw, it said the villains have faced criticism for being bland. So I was really surprised by how much I liked the villain.
The high
evolution.
Yeah, no, okay. I think high evolutionary good.
Yeah, the best villain they've had in a long time.
Yeah.
And I like that they cast a black guy as a racial supremacist.
Yeah.
Only because if they'd made it a white person, there would have been all these things about the social commentary of it.
Yeah.
And no, it's like it's above that. It transcends like human race. That's the whole point. It's they kept him a comic book villain, which I really liked.
Yeah.
I liked Counter Earth.
Mm-hmm.
I liked that idea.
Oh, with all the animals.
All the animals. Yeah. I liked that they ended with a 2000s song.
Yeah.
That was a good way of going. We're moving on.
Yeah.
Which but a sapient dog, a cyborg pig, and a Cockney walrus. Is cheating. I see what you're doing, and you won me over. But I knew what you were doing.
Yeah. Okay. So, I'll just finish my point about the film fighting itself.
Yeah, sure.
It does kind of feed into all of the animal abuse that's in this film.
Yes.
Because that's the thing that people mainly talk about.
Peter Quill. PETA.
Oh, Peter. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, I got that.
Yeah. So when I say that,
don't bring quills around Jordan.
Why?
Sonic, innit?
Okay. Yeah. So I guess it's just like the intensity of those of a lot of the stuff, like the kind of how hard they push certain jokes, and also how hard they push the emotional beats in this film.
Yeah.
Like there were points in the film where the film was clearly wanted me to be sad.
Yeah.
And if it had maybe eased up on the accelerator a little bit, maybe I would have been sad. Yeah. But it pushes you way too hard.
Yeah, I'd hear tell of the harrowing quote unquote stuff involving the lab animals. We were talking about this earlier, Eddie. The Taika Waititi thing, like with Jojo Rabbit. The biggest reason that film annoys me so much is that it's going for that. Oh, look at this absurd premise, and I'm still going to make you care.
Yeah,
it's that cocky. Edgy thing. Now, I respect and I like James Gunn more than Taika Waititi.
Yeah.
So I'm not as annoyed, but it's the same thing. That's what he was doing. Is look, they're talking animals, and I'm still gonna make you fucking cry.
Yeah.
It was a bit just don't.
And I'm not above crying at a talking animal.
No, absolutely.
But yeah, when it's the ferret woman dies, it's oh, that's sad. I knew that
objectively it was sad,
given that Rocket has not mentioned them up until now, and there's been no sense that they're out there in the universe or anything like that. I suspected this would happen, but this is a sad moment.
Yeah.
And then when he just looked back in the cage, and the other two animals were also just dead, and he hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
It's right, that's
literally overkill.
You've ruined it for me now. Yeah, literally overkill.
Yeah. Well, it's when Rocket is screaming in agony at the death of the otter.
Yeah.
I chuckled. Because I just thought, I chuckled, not because I'm a sadist, but because I knew what he was trying to do. And getting this little rocket raccoon to scream like a man, no! And you meant to go, ooh, fuck, that hit.
Yeah.
When Caesar goes no or something.
Yeah.
And I was no, I will not be, you're not going to get me. It's not happening.
No.
So I chuckled at the audacity of it, rather than finding it funny. But it is funny as well. A little raccoon no, over an otter. It's just silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's what detracted from it, is I could see what he was trying to do. I didn't find it harrowing.
No.
No, it just it's because it couldn't draw like a genuine emotional connection with me.
Yeah.
Again, when Rocket flatlines and Peter Quill is screaming, again, it's just way too much.
Yeah, enough.
Yeah.
Like, enough. Yeah.
Like, if they'd sort of done a moment where, like, the music completely drops out, and they're just kind of, like, looking at him, like, seeing that he's dead, and they're just kind of, like, completely at a loss of what to do. Kind of like with Succession as well. Like, that's I know that we're not. I'm not going to spoil it, but, like, there's certain moments in the last season where characters are just completely at a loss for what to do. And the show does such a good job of showing that, kind of like being totally adrift and without any control. And like something like that might have been...
Adrift on a docked boat.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
it makes sense if you've seen Succession.
Yeah, exactly. It makes sense if you've seen it. But yeah, there's nothing like that. There's no break from the form. Kind of like, oh, this is, like, maybe the Buffy episode would be...
Well, I was going to bring that up, because I'm not... It's not like you can't do those things. Those things are effective. The thing is, with Buffy, you have, I don't know how far, like maybe 5 or 6 seasons of the Joss Whedon thing, and then it just breaks.
Yeah.
And like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
And it really, like, the reality of it, like, hits you.
There's no music, there's no corniness.
Do you know about this episode, Eddie?
It depends what episode.
Have you watched Buffy?
So I've seen bits of it.
Okay.
My housemate was recently rewatching it.
Okay, so you know the tone of it. It's like very 90s,
Yeah.
a lot of music, a lot of like athletic karate sort of stuff. Like sassy dialogue. And then there's an episode where her mother dies of I think it's a hemorrhage or, you know, like, an aneurysm.
Yes.
And they film it incredibly realistically with no music. And like she tries resuscitating her and you hear like her rib break. And, you know, it's like horrendous.
Yes.
And it stands out because it's showing you what it's not doing, like the rest of the time.
Yeah,
I get you.
And I know that's what he was trying to do as well with this, but you feel like I think it's based on project to project, but it felt like trying to having your cake and eating it. Of like you're trying to be the silly, Guardian space cowboy thing.
Yeah,
and you're trying to have your emotional depth, and you can do that. But it feels like a bit manipulative when it happens in the third and the... I don't know.
Well, those moments represent that for me. Drax also kind of represents that for me in this film, because he is... I've not been a big fan of the way they've handled Drax, because to me it feels like they've kind of forgotten what the appeal, quote-unquote, of Drax was supposed to be. Like, he took everything literally. He was like a serious guy that took things literally. Yeah. And that led to funny, like, misunderstandings.
Yeah.
And then in the second film, he was shouting out things like, die, spaceship. And it's like, well, that's a different type of character.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it feels like he's been more and more flanderized as time has gone on.
Yeah, the best thing in the first Guardians is, I think someone calls him you're like a fucking thesaurus or something. Not fucking, obviously. And he goes, do not call me a thesaurus.
Yeah.
It's like just total sincerity.
Yeah, exactly. The famous line as well. It's like, you don't speak in metaphors, it goes over his head. He goes, nothing would go over my head. Yeah. My reflexes are too fast, I would catch it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, where'd that guy go?
Yeah.
And like
they played on the stupidity of that
exactly,
guy. That's the issue.
It's not that he lacks the ability to comprehend metaphors, it's that he's an idiot. Yes, and then they ended up pairing him up with Mantis, and it was like, oh, look, this goofy comedy duo. But then, like,
so hideous.
Yeah, like his appeal is Nicholas Angel.
Yeah.
Who can only take things seriously.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
More and then, like,
he's most of the film. He's he's stupid, big, dumb Drax.
Yeah.
And then there's that moment where like they find the children in the cage, and he can speak their language, and all of a sudden he's like this genuine, caring, that.
Yes.
He switches into this kind of like completely different character, and the Guardian's like, oh, look at you, Drax, you completed your character arc.
Yeah.
Like, what?
I think enjoying this film, the film presumes upon you liking the characters. Like, this is a big, nice goodbye to them all.
Yeah.
And I think to really like this film, you have to have a relationship with the characters.
Yeah.
Which I don't. And, you know, so it was only ever going to hit a certain level for me. But it's the best on that level.
Yeah.
Like, I liked it. I thought it was good. It's better than most of Marvel's recent outings, and it grew on me. I didn't get more sick of it as it went on.
No.
You know? it dragged and then it kicked back into gear. I was like, oh yeah. Okay. And at the end, I wasn't annoyed.
No.
Which for Marvel is achievement enough at this point.
No, and I didn't hate how it ended.
No, I thought it was a decent ending.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It did feel a bit rushed, though. It did kind of feel like, towards the end, it's like, oh, we're kind of wrapping everything up now. I was like, really? Because 10 minutes ago, I could have believed that this was like, you were wrapping up this one, but Volume 4 will be out in a couple of years.
The problem is now, it's so unclear, like, when things are ending. Because, Tony Stark, the big thing is, like, Avengers Endgame, his story is done.
Yeah.
He's gone now.
Same with Captain America.
Same with Captain America. Like they're done. Definitive endings.
Yeah.
And now the Guardians... The thing is, the Guardians, it's not even the central franchise. It's not an Avengers film.
No.
It's a series within the series. But now, as far as I understand, that's the end of them as well.
Arguably, Spider-Man's done as well. Like, he's had his little...
They're talking about doing a fourth one.
I know, they talked about it. They've talked about doing loads of things.
Tom
Holland...
No, it's stopped because of the writer strike.
Yeah, but Tom Holland has now gone on record saying, oh, I'm done playing Spider-Man.
No,
isn't he giving up acting?
No, so he's giving up acting for a year.
Yeah.
And his thing with Spider-Man that he said was that he's done with it if they can't find a way to top the fourth film. The third film.
I suspect they'll find a way, Eddie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the thing. They will
will
magically find the only circumstances under which he would have come back.
Yes, and it's called an extra £20 million in the contract.
Yeah, but because I know David Bautista has said I'm done now, with Drax. I can't see Quill, he could be done. No, but I don't know.
See, yes, he could, but I don't think he's back on Earth, and I'm sat there going, right, so you've got, Secret Wars coming. Yeah, they'll need a new Avenger.
But that's the thing. Other than Guardians of the Galaxy, really, all of the Marvel stuff is happening on Earth, and that's where Quill is.
So he's now there. So I'm like, right, they'll be like, right, Quill, we need you, and then he'll show up.
Yeah,
that's the problem. I don't know when I'm supposed to care that it's ended because I don't know if it's ended.
Yeah.
It's never ending.
I know.
That's the beauty of it, Sam. It's a beautiful thing that it's not ending.
Yeah.
It's so beautiful.
But it's ugly.
No, it's just beautiful.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
better than DC.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah, I am looking forward to James Gunn's Superman.
Yes.
Because it's just...
we got to watch James Gunn's Blue Beetle first, or whoever's Blue Beetle.
Like, I don't... It's with the individual projects that...
so what was the thing that he said? Blue Beetle is the first character... But Superman is the first film.
What?
Yeah, already we're having to do this fucking arithmetic to figure out what the fuck DC is going to be.
What's that mean?
If a square's a square, call it a square. Don't just
What's that mean?
Go around everything.
Blue Beetle is the first one in the new continuity. Flash is the last. Blue Beetle's...
The first film in the new continuity.
The first in terms of a film that's being released.
Right. So it's like Superman's going to be the Captain America.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's chronologically
it starts
first.
with the Superman film.
Oh, fucking...
Just Blue Beetle's coming out first.
There's enough of a problem with...
Do we know who's playing Superman?
No, well, here's the thing. There was a list of contenders for him and Lois Lane.
Okay.
And the two front runners was Rachel Brosnahan for Lois Lane, who I really like. Mm-hmm. Do you know Rachel Brosnahan?
Not by name.
She's Mrs. Maisel in Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
Oh, right, okay.
And she was in House of Cards. She played the hooker that ends up getting
Oh, cool. Yeah. Right, yeah.
And Nicholas Hoult is front runner to play Superman.
Oh, okay.
From what I've heard.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's him writing and directing, isn't it? That's it.
Yeah, he's got the whole...
So I'm up for that, see what he does with Superman.
Yeah.
But, we'll see.
Yeah.